Florida man on drugs kills imaginary friend and turns himself in. Deputies. Florida man high on flakka tries to break into jail to visit friends. Florida man tries to pawn stolen jewelry at store managers by woman whose home he just robbed. Some criminals are just dumb. Others have incredibly bad luck. 33-year-old Nathaniel Coleman of Amocall, Florida is the later. He pulled off what seemed like a successful home robbery and made off with thousands of dollars worth of jewelry, then made the cosmically doomed accident of trying to pawn off the stolen goods at a store managed by the woman who owned the home he had just robbed. Coleman walks into Maryland's boutique on the 200 block of West Main Street in Amocall on Monday. According to the Naples Daily News, he started showing the store manager the goods he was looking to sell, but then the woman realized that they were suspiciously identical to items from her own jewelry collection. Florida man arrested for calling 911 after his cat was denied entry into strip club. Drunk Florida man tries to use taco as ID after his car catches fire at Taco Bell. Tacos are not recognized as legal forms of identification in the state of Florida. Insert bad joke about immigration laws here. Matthew Faulkner found out the hard way after he passed out drunk in the drive-thru of a Jensen Beach Taco Bell and his car caught fire. Insert bad joke about Taco Bell's fire source or volcano taco here. The incident occurred in the early morning of October 1st in Jensen Beach. According to the blog Off the Beat, Faulkner 30 had apparently decided to make a run through. Florida man dials 911 and demands a ride home to change his underwear. Florida man hits boyfriend with plate for listening to too much Alanis Morissette. If music by the food of love, one Florida couple is going to have to eat off the floor. Jacksonville resident Alan Blair Cassie got so irritated that his boyfriend was playing Alanis Morissette non-stop that he hit him upside the face with a plate. That's all the motherfucker listens to, claimed Cassie 24 as police carted him away and charged him with domestic assault. In all seriousness, Cassie attack left a large cut on the side of his 33-year-old boyfriend's face, according to the Atlanta Citizen. Florida man arrested for twisting 2-year-old boy's nipples off. An inappropriate game of titty twister has led to tragedy in Newport Richey, Florida. 28-year-old Thomas Matheson was arrested Tuesday night after twisting a 2-year-old boy's nipples so hard they actually came off. According to Bay News 9, Matheson was charged with watching the boy while his mother was off at work. Matheson admitted to playing rough with the shirtless boy, but after he squeezed and pulled on the boy's nipples, he apparently didn't realize that he had literally pulled the skin off. Or so he told police. Randy Zipperer allegedly stabs brother after macaroni and cheese goes missing. Looks like this guy wasn't using his noodle. Randy Zipperer 49 is accused of stabbing his younger brother following an argument about missing macaroni and cheese. A witness told deputies in Volusia County, Florida that Randy and his brother 47-year-old Edward Zipperer started arguing over Randy's missing macaroni and cheese, the Daytona Beach News Journal reported. His younger brother helped him look, but during the mac hunt Edward knocked over a beer Randy had been drinking. The spill allegedly made Randy even angrier, and deputies say he began waving around a knife that wound up inserted in his brother's stomach. When deputies arrived, Edward had a small puncture wound in his abdomen. Investigators noted a trail of blood between the kitchen and bedroom, according to Click Orlando. Randy allegedly admitted that, "I poked him a little with the knife but I didn't mean to." He has been charged with aggravated battery and obstructing an officer without violence. Florida man robs gas station, leaves job application with identifying information behind. The number one rule of a robbery is never leave anything behind that could identify you. Yet Florida thieves lately are having a hard time following that simple guideline. Anthony Thomas is accused of stealing from a gas station in Ocala. How did cops find him? Oh, he left behind a job application filled out with all the correct information. Thomas had been a regular customer at Martin Oil, according to Click Orlando. He went in this week to fill out a job application. It isn't clear whether that was a ruse for the theft or simply killing two birds with one stone. However, when the clerk turned his back on an open cash register, Thomas reached over the counter, grabbed the money and ran. Report. Man strips naked after claiming to be a monkey outside 7-Eleven. Daytona Beach, Florida. A man in Daytona Beach called police from a 7-Eleven convenience store, and when an officer arrived at the scene, Dalen Holloman 20 would not explain why he called authorities according to an arrest report. The report states that Holloman was taken outside and the officer asked him several questions including, "What's going on? Who are you? Where are you from?" He replied, "I don't know," to all the questions except one. When the officer asked Holloman, "What do you know?" he replied, "I know I'm a monkey." The officer then said Holloman removed his clothing to prove to the officer he was a monkey and not human, since the officer stated that humans wear clothes. Hardware store discards 15 feet of carpet after Florida man rolls himself up in it and pees. Florida man dies in meth lab explosion after lighting farts on fire. Gainesville, Florida. A 37-year-old man is dead after his trailer home was destroyed in a meth lab explosion caused by him lighting up Blue Angels to amuse his wife. Drunk man punched girlfriend's father and bit a boat captain after getting caught having sex in the bathroom on a cruise. A pleasure cruise to the Florida Keys ended in handcuffs for a 24-year-old man who police say punched his girlfriend's father and bit the boat captain after getting caught having sex in the bathroom. Robert Bobber Martin of East Naples was charged with misdemeanor, disorderly intoxication and battery in connection to the incident. An engineer on the Key West Express, a boat that operates between Marco Island and Key West, said he was approached by some passengers at around 7:15 p.m. telling him that they heard a couple getting frisky in the men's restroom. The crew member notified the father of Martin's girlfriend, who marched to the bathroom in a bid to put a stop to the tryst, Naples Daily News reported. According to an arrest report, the father of Martin's girlfriend pulled his daughter away from the 24-year-old man, who then turned aggressive, pushing the older man and taking a swing at him. The father's friends and boat crew members attempted to subdue Martin, who allegedly threatened to kick the expletive out of all. Florida man calls 911 over missing beer so many times he gets arrested. Carlos Bonomi first claims that his wife threw out his brew. Then he claims a strange woman stole a few. Either way, cops told him the situation wasn't as dire as he thought. How is that not an emergency? A Florida man has been arrested for repeatedly making false 911 calls complaining that his wife had thrown out his beer. Officers called out to his home in West Palm Beach told an apparently intoxicated Carlos Bonomi that the situation really was not an emergency and not call 911 again. But after they left, he phoned again yelling at an operator that a woman had broken into 2 of his beers. Sex delay extends night-long standoff with police on Jacksonville's west side. A woman who told police she preferred sex to surrender was arrested Thursday after she and a man she was with refused to come out of a mobile home on Jacksonville's west side. A SWAT team called to the 9700 block of North Road to apprehend a felon Wednesday night forced its way into the residence and arrested Lean Hun 30 and Ryan Patrick Bautista 34 shortly after 4 a.m. the next day, according to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Michael V. Forte 34, who was wanted in a September 8th fatal shooting, was also arrested on an armed robbery warrant, police said. Florida man butt dials 911. His murder plot gets accidentally recorded. This just in from the Broward Sheriff's Office. At 6:41 a.m. on May 5th, a man who orchestrated a murder on Interstate 95 pocket dialed 911 just before a fatal shooting. On a recorded line, Scott Simmons can be heard telling someone else that he's going to follow the victim home and kill him. Minutes later, 33-year-old Nicholas Walker was shot and killed while driving his car onto the highway. The killing occurred at the on-ramp to I-95 at Commercial Boulevard in Oakland Park near Fort Lauderdale, though officers don't believe he pulled the trigger. Simmons, 24, was arrested Tuesday night by officers from the Broward Sheriff's Office and charged with first-degree murder. Detectives say he organized the shooting after arguing with Walker at a Waffle House. Florida man charged with DUI in his motorized wheelchair. A man was held on $5,000 bond Wednesday after he was arrested on a Florida bridge and charged with felony DUI in his motorized wheelchair. Ronnie Scott Hicks, 54, remained in the Brevard County Jail after his arrest shortly after midnight Tuesday at AIS Trail Park in the town of Palm Bay, according to Brevard County Court. Accused Florida man says his cat downloaded child porn, not him. Florida law enforcement agents have charged 48-year-old Keith R. Griffin, shown at left, with 10 counts of possession of child pornography after a detective found over 1,000 such images on his computer. In his defense, Mr. Griffin told detectives he would leave his computer on and his cat would jump on the keyboard, and when he returned there will be strange material downloaded. He is jailed with bail set at $250,000. His cat roams free. Florida man calls 911 80 times to demand Kool-Aid hamburgers and weed. If you're going to call 911 80 consecutive times, it better have a damn good reason. Snakes biting your eyeballs. Bikers armed with medieval weapons circling your house. Multiple missing limbs. A 34-year-old man in Tampa did not have a damn good reason for calling 911 80 times last Sunday. Jarvis Colton Sutton wanted Kool-Aid hamburgers and weed, and he wanted police to bring them to him. Sutton kept 911 operators busy Sunday by blitzing them all day along with phone calls. When Pinellas County Sheriff's deputies finally showed up at Sutton's house, he was honest about his demands. The defendant admitted to calling 911 because he wanted Kool-Aid burgers and weed to be delivered to him, a sheriff's deputy wrote in his arrest report. According to the Tampa Bay Times, instead of delicious snacks, the officers gave Sutton a pair of handcuffs and took him to jail on charges of misusing the 911 system. En route to jail, he began chewing on the foam behind the seat in the cruiser. A South Florida teenager is in jail after he played doctor with real patients for the second time in just over a year, authorities say. Teen arrested after allegedly posing as a gynecologist giving exams. Florida man accused of attacking girlfriend with banana. Watch, Florida man vapes semen. Florida man steals a van to drive to Waffle House. Florida man bursts into ex's delivery room, fights new boyfriend while she gave birth. Florida woman tells cops she has no idea how drugs got into her genitals. Florida man throws alligator into a Wendy's drive-thru window. Florida man arrested for assault with Taco Bell burrito. A man in Tampa Bay, Florida has been charged with assaulting a boy with a Taco Bell burrito. You may have suspected Taco Bell burritos could be dangerous, but probably not like this. Eric Brown, a 36-year-old Tampa, Florida resident, has been charged with assault for hitting a 16-year-old boy with a Mexican entree. The victim, Brown's brother-in-law, whose name was not disclosed, was reportedly arguing with his mother on February 14th and told her to bring him a burrito that had picked up earlier in the day. Brown disliked the move and delivered the burrito to the teenager by flinging it at his face. According to reports, the boy wasn't injured but did have burrito cheese sauce and meat all over his face. According to CBS Tampa Bay. Florida woman calls 911 3 times over McDonald's chicken McNugget shortage. A woman in Florida has been ordered to appear in court after calling the police 3 times because a McDonald's restaurant had run out of chicken McNuggets. Florida man in French maid costume arrested in prostitution sting. Dog shoots Florida man Gregory Dale Lanier in the leg with a 9mm handgun. Florida man too fat for jail. We are not supposed to make fun of certain groups, including overweight people, but every once in a while a morbidly obese person comes along who so horribly exemplifies every stereotype that it's hard to resist mocking him. Almost as hard to resist as it is for that person to avoid the last French fry. Florida clerk smashes jar of ranch dressing onto Darth Vader armed robber. An armed robber dressed as Darth Vader caught on surveillance video inside a convenience store in Florida Sunday, November 22nd. You can't be serious. Police find active meth lab and 23-year-old Florida man's pants. Florida. 400-pound woman survives sexual assault by herd of manatees. The US Coast Guard rescued a Florida woman from a frightening assault by a herd of manatees yesterday near Pepper Park Beach, a popular beach in the area. The tourist on vacation went for a swim near 2 p.m. in the afternoon when she was suddenly caught up by a herd of male manatees that possibly mistook the poor woman for a female manatee. Florida man who had year-long sexual relationship with a dolphin claims the animal seduced him. Dolphin lover. Florida man dances on police vehicle to ward off vampires. Christian Radecki told deputies he danced on the SUV because a woman with fangs warned him about vampires planning a human sacrifice. Florida man has sex with pitbull in his yard as neighbors beg him to stop. Florida man breaks into ex's home, poops on everything. A Florida man shot a volunteer in the butt because he doesn't like sea turtles. Florida man calls 911 to brag about his big muscles. Eduardo Garcia repeatedly asked the dispatcher if she was single according to police. Florida man dies after winning cockroach eating contest. Florida woman stabs boyfriend for farting on her. On Tuesday, a 37-year-old woman threw an 8-inch kitchen knife at her boyfriend after he purposefully crop dusted her on his way to the kitchen. The Huffington Post requested the arrest report of Deborah and Burns, in which we learned the woman admitted to the Collier County Sheriff's Department of her vengeful attack. Detectives also found cuts on the farter's abdomen at the scene. Florida man attacks a dancing flamingo at Busch Gardens. Florida man freaks out over shuffleboard at senior citizen center. Florida man assaults boss with frozen hamburger. Florida woman stops robbery by laughing at crook and saying no. Laughter is the best medicine, and in this case it might have been the best crime deterrent. Philip Steinberg attempted to rob a Village Pizza restaurant in Spring Hills, Florida last Wednesday, but was deterred after the female clerk laughed at him and told him no. According to a release from the Hernando Sheriff's Office, Steinberg, clad in a black ski mask, black gloves, jeans, a green shirt and a denim vest, entered the restaurant just after 8 p.m. Florida man arrested for refusing to stop masturbating in Burger King. Florida man falls asleep while robbing home. Florida man attacks mom's boyfriend with samurai sword over missing can of shrimp. Florida man charged for eating pancakes in middle of the road. Florida man stops street fight by running everyone over. Man breaks into a Burger King and drinks gallons of deep frying oil. A Florida man found an extreme way to cheat on his diet last night. He broke into a closed fast food restaurant and drank more than 25 gallons of used oil from the deep fryers. Florida man dies trying to square up with hurricane. Florida man charged with picking magic mushrooms while carrying an alligator. Florida man tries to walk out of pet store with python stuffed in pants. Florida man bites dog to establish dominance. Florida man beats ATM, says it gave too much cash.